Hey everybody, how are we doing today? I'm coming to you from Chicago, Illinois, home of Mars Candies, and I'm going to make for you the chocolate truffles recipe. So first up is I've got my dark chocolate and white chocolate mixtures right here all measured out. I've got my food processor, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some of these in here right now, and then we'll get it going. Alright. Alright, we seem to be having technical difficulties. Alright, so we've got our food processor working, and we had a few technical difficulties, but we're back in action now. So, going to start adding my chocolate. And here we go. Alright, so I'm going to keep doing that and I will get back to you guys. Alright, so just came out of the food processor. We're going to empty it into this bowl here. And it looks nice and broken up. There's still some big chunks, but I can break those up with my hand. Here's what we have so far. Our nice chocolate mixture. And this is a mix between the white and the dark chocolate. So what we're going to do next is get the egg and the cream heating up over the stove. So I'll be back with that. Alright, so my egg yolk mixture and cream mixture is starting to thicken, so I'm going to take it off the heat and stir it. Just keep it moving. And then we are going to add in 4 ounces of butter. I'll just keep moving this around. I'm also on as a somewhat of a side project here. I am working on melting down some chocolate right there in a double boiler, and I'm going to just a little side project for me. I'm going to temper the chocolate. And the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to, as it's cooling, I'm just going to keep mixing it, and I'm going to add in some of these dry chips or the regular chocolate chips to help cool the mixture. And that way, after I finish my truffles, if I want, I can, dip them in tempered chocolate to give them a nice little shell too. So that's what I'm doing as well. So I'm going to keep stirring this. And then I'll get back to you guys when I have the chocolate in. Alright, so I've got my butter melted, and I'm going to add in my brown chocolate here. And we will start mixing that. So I'm going to be testing again the difference between the one with the alcohol and one without. So I'm going to do half and half. I'll add the eggs here. And then I will separate it into two halves, and then add the chambord to one half. So I'm going to keep stirring this until it starts melting a little bit. Split it into 2, and then I will add it, put it in the refrigerator and let it harden up a little bit. Alright, so I just halved everything. I've got my regular chocolate mixture right here, and here's the other one. I'm going to be adding the chambord in now, the liqueur, and we will mix this in nicely, and then put both these in the refrigerator, let them cool down a little bit. So we just added the chambord, so like I said, we're letting it cool down. And I used an 1/8 of a cup because I had to split. The original recipe called for a 1/4 of a cup. So mixing this in, and I'm going to transfer this to the refrigerator. So while we are waiting for the chocolate mixtures for the truffles to cool down, I've also started tempering some chocolate. So I melted down some chocolate, and what I'm doing is I'm slowly just adding in some regular pieces of chocolate in here to help lower down the temperature, and I just keep mixing it. And it's going to give us a nice tempered chocolate to work with, so I can also coat my truffles in this. Alright, I've got my chocolate out of the refrigerator. I'm going to start putting it into nice little balls to use here. So we're going to take it. Alright, there we go. There's one. And this is the chocolate with the liqueur in it. And it's a very nice creamy texture. So we're going to take these and roll them into nice little chocolate balls. Alright. So that's what I'm working with now, and I will get back to you guys when I have some more of them done. Alright, so I've got my truffles rolled out here. I've got a couple sprinkled with cocoa powder right there, and then I'm actually going to use the tempered chocolate and give a line of each one a nice little coating. So I'll get back to you when I have that. Alright guys, here is my finished product. I've got my truffles with the chambord on this side, and on this side here I've got the truffles without the chambord. I also went ahead and dip some of the truffles in the tempered chocolate and dusted them with some cocoa powder. And then I did a couple other little designs with some of the tempered chocolate and used some of the tempered chocolate just to make nice little designs on the top. So here's the chambord. Nice, very smooth, chewy flavor. The raspberry from the chambord is really in your face and good. So we're going to try one with that now. This is one. Very creamy, very rich. But you get really good flavor from it. So I'm going to try one with the tempered chocolate now as the coating. And so here we go. Get a nice crunch from the shell, which is definitely the way to go. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks. Hey everyone. So a little bit of talk about the truffle project I just did. So reading out of Corrier's book right here. So we use the egg yolks to basically be an emulsifier and help everything maintain a nice smooth texture, help everything blend together really well. And then they said, Corrier also says, you know, making sure you chop the chocolate when we put it in the food processor helped it melt very evenly, and I noticed it did very well. It melted very evenly. Didn't take a lot of mixing at all when I added the chocolate to the egg yolk and cream mixture. So that worked really well. Another thing, I also did the tempering the chocolate. So with tempering the chocolate, the reason that you heat it up, and then I was adding in a little bit of chocolate to help bring the temperature down to, I think it was about 85 degrees Fahrenheit. Now, I didn't have a candy thermometer on me, but I kept using the spatula and making sure everything melted nicely and mixed together. So approximately 80s, in the 80s. And what that does is it helps the cocoa butter, the molecules in the cocoa butter, realign and get back, rather than the fat from the cocoa butter going to the surface and causing a cloudy or a bubbly chocolate. So the tempered chocolate will melt very nicely. It'll have a nice firm texture, and you know, it'll have a nice snap to it. So that was what I learned in both of those. Overall, it was a good experiment. Glad to test it. Had a great semester here, and hopefully everyone else did as well and learned a lot. Thanks.